Hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com. Welcome to a video on SEO. First off, you're brand to this channel, make sure to press the subscribe button below so when I release a new SEO video like this, you get notified. In today's SEO case studies, I like to go through my recent healthcare SEO case studies where you can see here, this is a live screenshot of the website. This is around the time when the SEO started for the site, and it's been growing pretty consistent over the past 6 months. You can see here, this is a live screenshot, so I'm not this is a live search console, so I'm not using any screenshots or anything, as you can see. And this is a case studies. I'll leave a link in the description. You can go and read it out more if you want to learn more about the stuff I did. So without further ado, let's get started of how I was able to accomplish this for this website. So just to give you a little bit of the project background first, this is essentially an SEO, the result by one of my SEO coaching client, where she came to me about 6 months ago for an SEO coaching service. As you can see, this is the time when we started working on the site. And the for the project background, the client runs a healthcare food business, which is a food delivery service for patients around the country in Thailand. So it's quite a niche market. Basically means, like for some of the people who are sick, or they can't eat certain food, then the client essentially make this type of food where they can easily eat, right? Like some of these patients that don't have appetite for some of this food, right? So there's a special kind of food, special made, right? And basically she also delivers throughout the country here. So it's in a healthcare industry, but quite a niche market, right? As you can see, not a lot of people are doing it. So that also makes it, not a lot of direct competitors, right? But nevertheless, there are many authoritative hospitals competing for the same service. So there are not a lot of direct competitors or people in the same business, uh, like just this business, but there are actually a lot of other big hospital websites that are very authority. They also do offer these kind of services as well. So those are um, her competitions, right? Competitors, right? So the client uses WordPress, and she approached me for a 5-hour SEO coaching program to help train her how to do SEO the right way from the beginning, from the strategy to the implementation, pretty much everything, right? And the website itself is more like a blog website where she essentially publish different information on the articles to kind of help people find her better for the business. But there are also like service pages where she kind of sells her service as well, right? So just let me kind of just draw out a website here. So let's say this is a home page. The home page talks about her service and the type of food that she makes for the patients and for which type of diseases and all that. And then she have like about us page, and there's a service page which goes more deep into more detail. And then there's like the contact page, and there's a blog section where she publishes blogs regularly. Not a lot, but there are some of the blogs that helps capture additional traffic, right? Like I said, it's a very niche market, so not a lot of people actually search for the service or the keyword directly here. Yes, she also ranks for her service page, or for her home page. Actually, she ranks number one for the service, but there are also other keywords that people are not aware of yet, like something related to food, right? So let's say if you have a cancer, you might be wondering if you could eat certain type of food. So you do a search for such keywords like cancer patient eat X or eat Y, and then those are the type of articles that she also ranks for. And also other type of article like some myths, some tricks, some food guidance and all that. So different kind of articles to kind of help capture people indirectly and then funnel them to her service pages, right? So that's essentially how the website is. Very simple type of site, nothing complicated. Here comes the challenges, right? So the project phase, the main challenge about the project here is there like I said, a lot of established authority websites, basically hospital websites and other health websites in the that kind of offer this as an additional service, right? So quite a competitive niche, and as you can imagine, SEO for health business is in a wild space, so that makes it an extra competition here, right? So here's how I basically approach the campaign, or how I kind of train the client on how to do SEO for this website. You can essentially use this to kind of replicate on your business, especially if you run like service-based business. So I started off the program, the SEO coaching programs, with some, by highlighting some of the strategies. So like I kind of went into detail right from the fundamental stuff of SEO, and then go into the more advanced level of how we can actually use our blogs to kind of help support our services and all that. And obviously a bunch of things in between. The strategy is tailored specifically for her website, for her audience. So with this type of SEO coaching program, each um, each session essentially is tailored specifically to your situations, right? So it will be different for every client. Then we move on to the technical optimization. So obviously I touched on a bunch of different stuff when it comes to technical SEO. But based on the audit that I did for the website initially, before we started the coaching program, was that there was a lot of problem with the page speed. So I advised client that need to improve the page speed, and some of the site architecture, the structure also kind of like all over the place. So this is the structure that I essentially recommended her to make, like to make it more easier for the users. There's easy internal linking on the navigation menu in the footer, so that everything is connected for both users and Googlebot. Then comes on the on-page optimization here. So there's a lot of things in the training that I did go over. So some of the things that I also use as a part of my SEO service here is, for example, placing important content high up on the page. So this is also something you can learn and try to do it yourself. So let's say you have an article or content written here. When you write content, don't try to just write fluffs. Try to get to the point as quickly as possible, especially the important points or the important details of the content or the topic should be placed above the fold or as high as possible on the page. Don't try to beat around the bush and then go into the detail maybe in the middle of the content or something somewhere like that. Because when Googlebot comes, or even users, they'll look at the first part and they'll kind of try to understand, and if they don't understand, then they'll just maybe the users will leave. The Googlebot won't get enough information, and it might not decide not to crawl further on the page, so that kind of affects the rankings. Next, we also look at things such as sentence level optimization using semantically relevant keywords. So essentially, it's not just about writing content, but every sentence you have on the page also matters. So you need to make sure to use all the semantically relevant words, not just the keywords, right? So like you can use all the on-page SEO tools available on the market, like Surf SEO, Phrase.io, to kind of help come up with some of the important semantic words. So like let's say you want to optimize for health food, some of the important words you need to have there, or topics, or the entities, as you may call it, you need to have there something like the word menus, the word like different kinds of menus and all that, right? So you need to make sure to add all these relevant words to the page. Now for this, I do have my own SEO tools to kind of help speed up the things a little bit and analyze what are the important semantic words to use on the page. But like I said, you can use any of the tools available on the market, such as Surf SEO. It can do pretty much the same work here. Then we also look at the keyword count and variation. So when you write a content, the frequency of how much you use the main keywords also matters. You don't want to try to go above the board or too less. Here I recommend you do check the competitors' average and see how much they use the specific phrase or words. Again, you can use Surfer SEO for this. It kind of helps you analyze the top 10 results, and you can do that. I like to do things a little bit more manual way. But really, there's no hard or fast rule for this. Don't just try to go overboard, right, with this. And there's the internal linking and UX optimization. This is a part of technical SEO. But again, when we do internal linking, let's say we want to link to other pages, we want to try focus on the keyword anchor text, right? So that's the first thing. The internal link within the body of the content is more important as well. So we make sure to have contextual relevant link. Again, it's not that complicated, but in the training program, I do go a little bit more detail in the internal linking part. But on a general overview, make sure you use keyword anchor text, put it in the body of the content, and don't just link out randomly. Find articles that are really, really relevant and then link, right? Like some people, they just like to link out just like that without any connections. It's not just about the words, it's also the topics surrounding the words as well. So when you link out, you need to analyze the topic around the words that you want to link out to and find the best match, right? So relevance is very important here. And then also things such as like how to write in the NLP friendly way, right? So when you write content, it's not just about writing for the sake of users, but you also need to think at the back of your head that there's an algorithms analyzing all of this. So make sure to use the specific numbers, data points, easy to digest language structure to communicate clearly to the algorithms. You don't want to use complicated, hard sentence structure, because that will kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for the algorithm to understand or to basically try to find the connections of what your content for each sentence, each topics really means, right? So make sure to use something very specific like numbers, data points. These are can easily be digested by the algorithms, right? And then lastly, we also look at how to structure the content properly. So essentially here, you want to try to cover the topic as much as you can. So let's say you want to write an article about something, go very deep about that topic. But again, don't go too much. Write only important, necessary things, right? Like I said, don't beat around the bush. Focus on the core main focus of what the content is about, but also don't try to cover the topic as much as you can, right? After we complete with the on-page, I also train or coach the client on the off-page optimization. So things such as how to use branding and traffic to help SEO. I've been talking a lot of branding and traffic, a lot of how it can really help, with your SEO process. So yeah, you need to really incorporate branding in some way into your SEO strategies nowadays. It's not just about on-page and backlinks anymore. You need more than that, and that's basically traffic, branding, and all that. And then obviously we touch on the backlinks in a very detailed manner, like the type of links, what type of links we build, when to build each type of links, and all that. But on a general overview here, when it comes to backlinks, is you basically what I kind of like to use the most are like guest posts and PBNs, mainly because guest posts are links from trusted websites, so we always focus on organic traffic first. Getting a link from from a website with organic traffic is a huge thing. And then with PBN I also kind of mix it up into the strategies, because PBN kind of help with the power. So we are combining both the guest post, which gives the quality or the relevance and the trust from the website, and the PBNs, which kind of gives the power to the website, right? So when we talk about backlinks, there are essentially three things. So one is the relevance. So with the relevance we get from guest posts, right? So getting links from relevant, either is a page or a relevant domain. And then second is power. So power I get it from PBNs, right? So I like to use PBN in combination with guest posts to kind of help push that power. And then third, there's trust as well. So not all the links are counted. So the links that have traffic, so this can be guest posts, or it can be news links, or we can say like press release type. These type of links come from website with traffic, right? So trust essentially is organic traffic. So if you're getting a link from a site with traffic, that essentially adds a trust layer to your link. And that makes your link much more powerful. So when it comes to backlinks, you kind of want to build all these three, and that's why guest posts and pbins really work in this case, right? So we touch on how to build them properly and all that, which obviously it goes to a lot of details, which are beyond what I can share in this video. And then there's also other off-page stuff that we did, like entity establishment, which is nothing but more like establishing a brand on the web page. So creating like properties. So let's say, social media profiles and different type of profiles. You can think of it like citations, similar to citations. So we create a bunch of profiles on a trusted website to kind of help Google understand more about who we are, what we do, and all that. References, very similar stuff. So when we create this profile, we also want to add in some contextual detail, right? So we're not just creating profiles just like that. We want to add information. We want to add keyword to that as well. So there will be a bunch of profiles created, and then all of them will kind of mention about the brand, right? What the brand is about and all that. And then the profiles will also be relevant to the topic. So what's the topic of the website and all that. This helps establish the EEAT as well, as people call it. But it also kind of helps a little bit with the trust layer as well. Not that important, but yeah, it does support an overall SEO campaign. And a little bit of small detail here and there beyond that as well, right? And as you can see here, here's the result after about 6 months of doing the work. And here's the video testimonial of the client. Is in Thai language, so but at least it's a proof that she has got value from it, and the site has been growing. The site hasn't really got hit by any updates or anything. It's been very consistent. And so just to summarize, like on the basic level, you can definitely do normal SEO, but when you go into a more detailed, more advanced stuff, you kind of need to take care of small detail in between, like the sentence level, how you structure each sentence, how you kind of create a connection between each section and all that. But at least from this video, I hope that you have learned probably a one or two new things, such as to kind of maybe change a little bit of your mindset. Maybe you might be aware of how you write your content more, for instance, or like how you might think about backlinks more, for instance, and all that. But yeah, this is just a case study to kind of demonstrate you the success of this SEO coaching client. If you want to learn more about it, you can click the link in the description below as well. Or check out any of the other my SEO case studies on the website, on the YouTube video. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.